showing his speed, probably one of the faster Giants as he just outduked that defensive player by Norwood and ran around him and went for the corner of the end zone. So Danny Barron goes, what is that, 17 yards, Jim, on that one? Up 8 yards in that play. In for the touchdown, and so the Giants, I think, will try for two. 26-7 with 8:03 here to go in the fourth quarter. So they've put this one in good position. One thing I might mention, my old coach talked about, he used to coach at my home school, and then went to La Crescent for a while, and used to come over and scout when he became AD, and he used to come and scout, and he said he couldn't believe it, Jim. He'd come over and see a first place team play a last place team and win by maybe 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns. He couldn't believe the balance of the league and how strong the league was, and I think year in and year out you see that a lot where say a Norwood who isn't winning, but you still can play tough, as we saw Montgomery play tough. Whereas some of the other conferences, there seems to be a big drop-off between the first and second teams and the teams toward the bottom.
I'll tell you, that's just to comment once more, that's really quite a surge after being down 7-6 at halftime and coming out with 8 minutes to go here in the ball game. The Giants have 27 points on the board, so they've scored 21 points in just a little more than a quarter.
Well, you mentioned last week, Jim, I say they get better in the second half, and you added, well, they get better as the season goes along, too, and I think that is a key thing right there.
Okay, Giants all set once again. Anderson will do the kicking. Back deep to return it is Dan Storms, number 45. 14 is Coles. Anderson, again, low kick is taken up by one of the up men. This is Carlson, and he's Dallas Guthrie making a tackle.
Dallas Guthrie just ripped right down there, grabbed him by their Joey Browner handshake and ripped him down. And another key thing, Jim, is you got to realize this bunch of juniors had success as a B team, but that's a different level, of course, and as they get a little bit older, they're going to get stronger and better as they are. Seniors, of course, have a lot of experience from last year and the year before. And, of course, Dan O'Connell, only a junior, and I keep thinking he must be a senior. He's been playing so long, but he's done a good job for 2-3 years.
Okay, we'll operate from the shotgun as Coles gets a snap. Got time to throw. Now he's being rushed. Gets away from one man. He's got some running room. Heads for the outside. Tries to turn the corner. He bumped out of bounds. And Barrett knocks him out of bounds.
Well, Jim, as I predicted, Coach Turk right out telling Matt Peterson, Matt, don't let him go around you. Keep him in. And Matt has done a great job. At that time, he did let him outside, and that's the danger of letting a quarterback with speed outside. Your cornerbacks can't come up. They've got to cover the passer till he's definitely past the line of scrimmage, and then we're talking 10, 15-yard gain. So N has to do his job, has to keep him in, and then they got to have a linebacker there.
Again, from the shotgun. Coles gets a snap. Being rushed this time, really in retreat. Looks like he's going to outrun him. Pulls up, throws the pass, incomplete. And boy, he's got quick feet, Donnie.
Well, we mentioned it before, he is an athlete. Kincaid's chased him more than once and hasn't gotten him. And of course, I guess I'm impressed with the speed of Nate Zumak, the nose guard. He's really got pretty good speed and pretty good acceleration as he almost was there to make the tackle again. But again, Kincaid doing most of the pressure, really putting him in position that he didn't have a chance to set and throw. So another big play for Norwood as they try to claw back into this game.
Higerness checks out of the ball game for the Raiders. Number 36 is in there, Donnie. You want to check that one out as a new back. From the shotgun. Again, Kroll's back to pass, being chased out of the pocket. Now cuts it loose. Closest one to it is Lingard, and it was way over his head. But he threw that to the 5-yard line, and he threw it from his own 35.
Well, Jim, I don't think defensive players get enough credit, but give me the guy that's tough, and you got a football player, and that's what Ben Lingard did. Give me the guy that's smart in addition to that, and then you got a real football player, and that, again, is Ben Lingard. The kid is right up there, top of his class. A good hitter. He's a tough kid, tough nose, and he's also a smart kid. That time he had plenty of room so that nobody's going to get behind him.
3rd down, 10 yards to go, again from the shotgun. Good snap, good rush this time by Zumock, and he lets up on him as its pass is complete to Storms, and the Giants were all over him.
Well, Jim, Nate Zumock just rammed right in there, and I'm not sure if it was a little screen pass, but no, Anderson made a tackle. I differ with you. I watched him all the way.
4th down.
6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. Giants lead it 27-7. 4th down, about 12 yards to go. Coles will apparently punt it away. Kicks it for the sideline. Nice high kick. Lingard signals fair catch, and he'll take it at about the 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Giants.
Well, another Norwood guy down, number 74 for Central. That would be Bruce Tellers. He's an important part of their defense. Right now, I'm not so sure he's important the way the Giants been moving. But he is one of their better players, and we got to hope that he isn't hurt.
We're going to see some. We better get the program out, Donnie, because we're going to see a lot of new ball players in there for the Giants. I think I see Anderson over here on the sideline, and Guthrie's over on the sideline. So we need to check out some names here.
Well, I would guess, Jim, that Mike Mylan will check in at a halfback. He's running real well in the B team, and he's done a good job on those special teams. I would guess he's checking in. We see number 81 checking at the end position. That'd be Mike Ahrens. I believe he's a senior this year, isn't Mike?
No.
Junior? He's a junior, okay. See 45 still in there. That'd be Matt Peterson, still going to play the tight end position. 66 is still in there. That would be Kukoski.
Line's still in.
Line's still in. It's the backs and the ends. 77, Ed Rogic is checking in. And Ed's going to get some action as he's going to spell senior Josh Kincaid. He's going to take a little rest right here. I think I see number 53 in. Is that a possibility? Nate Mueller. He's still the center, yeah. 51 is Kane. Doug Kane's going to go in at probably a guard or tackle position, as Dan O'Connell's getting a good rest right now. Number 1, Shannon Barkey is going to go in, and I believe he's going to be a wide receiver. So we'll try and set that lineup. It's a little hard to pick them all up. We see some of the, I think Nate Miller's still going to be the center. It looks to me like Ed Rogic and Kukoski are going to be the guards right now, and I think they're not going to take any chance with Chevalier. He's got that bad hand, and he got really, by the films, Dave Swanberg's telling me he just got a hyperextended back, and it's remarkable he's playing tonight, Jim. It looked real serious at first.
Well, probably a real good move on Coach Turig's part with all the injuries that the Giants have had so far this year.
Well, just as I say that, I see Chevalier still out there, so that means Rogic is in at a tackle position. So they're going to keep, or at a guard position, they're going to keep Chevalier and Kukoski in the tackles.
Lingard.
Ben Lingard is going to take over the quarterback position, as Danny Barrett's going to get a rest. Now, Coach Turik doesn't like to play his quarterback in defense, but as we've seen over the years, he will play him when he has to. And quite often, especially with the injuries to Sean Severson and the big guy, Kyle Dudica, you see a lot of guys having to play both ways, and winners needs a rest from time to time, and everybody's going to need a rest from time to time, I would guess, and it's not hot, but the Giants have been moving up and down the field so much tonight.
I see Ross Vinkmeyer has been called down to, he's buttoning up his helmet. He looks like he's going to go in for somebody, and he is going in.
Well, Jim might mention Ross, one of my ace geometry students, so he knows the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So right now, I think Coach T is going to talk it over with this young troops, tell them what he's expecting, doing a good job, I think, keeping some of the veterans in. One thing I like to see, and yeah, Steuben's going to be back, but he's been a back before. That's not going to hurt him. I think the key here is Nate Mueller still is a center, and you'd like to get the other guy in, which will be Telejohn sooner or later, I believe. Andy Telejohn's going to get a shot, but with the new quarterback right away and the ball on your own 22-yard line, they're going to keep the experienced center in there for a few snaps anyway until Lingard gets used to him. And then he'll get to practice a little bit on the sideline with probably Telejohn or whoever the backup center is. I think it could be Andy Telejohn. I know he was last year.
Okay, they're calling right now for Telejohn. There he goes, number 79. And he's going to practice the snaps with Lingard, so getting all set to go here. And the reason that this has taken so long is that there is an injured player out on the field, and as we said before, they really take their time with these players now and don't move them until they make sure that they've got everything under control. And it's giving the coach a chance right now to get his team organized down here, and that by coach I mean Turek and Swanberg and Quorum and Holm. And as a result of it, when they go out there, it won't be just helter-skelter. They'll have some time to really get things together. You're right, Shannon Barkey is in there at probably the wide receiver.
Well, Jim, we don't know how bad he's injured. We saw him rolling around a little bit, but one thing about these trainers, which is real smart, is they take awful good precautions, and they're going to lift him on the stretcher with a possible back or neck injury, I would guess. They're not going to take any chances. And Darvin Wicks on the ambulance crew, his boy is on the team, and he just is on the ambulance crew right now, so want to thank those guys because we know they volunteer their time. Well, with a little dead space, Jim, we maybe could either take a break or we could talk a little bit about this MRC race. Now, got to remember, if the Giants can keep winning, that last game is going against a team that has no love for them, and they have no love for either, and that's Loyola. So I got a feeling that could be a real doozy if the Giants keep winning. I got a feeling Loyola is going to be right there in the conference, thick of the conference at the end, and that could be really a pivotal game. But before they do that, obviously, they got to play Belle Plaine, the Giants do, and Belle Plaine is an up-and-coming team getting better. Jordan, obviously, at the top of the conference, going to be a tough team to beat. They've got a big team and got some size, and if you get into the mud, we understand that they like to run the ball, and again, that could be a tough team. I believe one of the parents is coming out now, so it could be fairly serious, Jim.
Probably more for assurance than anything else to make everybody feel a little better. It doesn't seem like anybody's too excited out there, so I would guess it's probably could be a collarbone because in that area they have to be real careful of that too. As you were mentioning, some of the pivotal games that's coming up, I would say probably the most pivotal game that's coming up as far as the possibility of the outcome of the conference has got to be the Le Center Loyola ball game. Both teams have one loss, and 2 losses is probably going to take you out of the race. You might tie for it with 1, but I don't think anybody's going to get by on a tie for the conference lead with 2 losses.
Well, we got to remember that Lee Center is a Class C team, and I'm not sure about Loyola. They're B. But anyway, Le Center is always gets a pretty good draw because they're always playing in the B, and then now they're playing some A teams. So they're in a. And the parent is going off the field. Let's hope everything's okay for the young guy from Norwood. We're going to assume that everything seems to be okay. His mother apparently is returning to the lineup. Jim, like you said, that's probably going to be a key game. If Lee Center can beat Norwood, that still means the Giants, the last game, need a victory, I think, to get in a good playoff position.
Well, we're taking the schedule down the road quite a ways. As you know, we got to go to Belle Plaine next week, and then we have to play Jordan yet, and we have to play Loyola yet, and then we have to play Sibley East. Now, Sibley East was picked to be in contention for the title this year, and of course they still feel like they're in it. They suffered their first loss.
Ben Lindgard, the quarterback, to Shannon Barkey, their wide receiver, and then just before we had the interruption, right before that, Ben Lindgard threw a long pass that was intercepted and picked off, so Norwood has the ball on their own 3-yard line. Giants have sent a lot of substitutions in. As a little trap play gets Norwood a first down, and let's try and set some of those defensive players. Number 1, Shannon Barkey, we see is in there. We heard Mike Milan's name being mentioned. Nate Zumak now being taken out. Number 34 you're seeing on the screen is Jake Camps. He enters in the game. And number 12 is Jared Lee. He's in the defensive position. Number 33 will be, we mentioned Mike Milam is in there. 73, Ed Rogich is in there. 55, that would be Matt Kreiser is in there. Number 51 playing that nose guard right now is going to be Doug Kane, and Storms runs the ball out close to the first down. Jim, I'm going to give it back to you in just a second, but let's see if we can catch some of those other players that have entered in there.
55.
They got him already. That's Matt Kreiser. I picked him up already. I'm on the left side. We see Rogic in there, number 78. Could be Matt Loughlin. He's playing defensive tackle right now. Let's see if we can find out who that left end is. Can you see who that number is? 79. Is that Telejan out there? Yep, Telejan. Andy Telejan out on the left end position.
For more action. Quarterback spins, gives to the halfback, pops through for about a 6-yard gain. That's number 36 is Kelly Leak. Gives them a first down. 2:14 remaining here. More substitutions come in for the Giants. Kreiser made the tackle on the last play. And again, they'll go to the shotgun. Snap almost sails over the head. Fires long downfield, and the man was right there, and it goes incomplete. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. That usually means all set to go again. Be second down, 10 yards to go, again from the shotgun. And drops straight back, fires out. Oh, nice hit put on by number 14 of the Giants, who is not listed on the program.
Number 74, Adam Wicks in the game.
We'll have to try and check that. Almost had the interception there. Again, from the shotgun. Third down, 10 yards to go for the Raiders. Takes the snap. Got time, throws it, and wham! He is hit. Really nailed that time.
By Frank Bigwood.
Mike Biguet really laid the boom to him as back to do the punting. Gets the good snap. Gets the kickoff. It's high, end over end, and it comes down, takes a bounce, and alertly Shannon Barkey takes it, gives off to Zumak. Again, Lingard starts down the line, looks at the option, turns it upfield, still on his feet, spins away. Second and 25 after the penalty. Lingard drops back, looks downfield, throws over the middle.